The Opium label, curated by Playboi Carti, has recently been in the spotlight due to its artists' major success. Not only are they gaining attention from being the leaders of the new generation of rap, but also due to the collective's unique punk rock aesthetic. But along their way to the top, the group has gotten into some interesting beefs with some big industry names, and some Opium members have even took shots at each other. So here is rappers that beefed with the Opium label. So first, we're gonna go into some internet beef with my two favorite domestic abusers, Carson and Canan. So how this beef started was Canan posted a snippet named High as Shit, which sounded similar to Carson's song Butterfly. And I'm gonna play both of them for you so you can decide for yourself if they sound similar.
Cause I get high as shit. I run my money up higher than a bit. I might go fuck up her friend. Oh, they came in all blue. I feel like a butterfly just came out the cocoon, yo.
Then on the 9th of July in 2021, Carson would make a post promoting his new song on Instagram. One of his fans added Canan in the comment section, which Carson replied to, "Don't at no biting ass rappers under my shit." Then 5 days later, Canan will go on an Instagram live where he pretty much just has a go at Carson. He just says fuck Carson, calls him a broke ass fella, and then he also said he could take over the underground if he wanted to, which I'm not sure about. He did have a pretty strong fan base, but his music was it got kind of stale after a while.
I could take his hoe.
Nigga, fuck Carson, bitch. You figured I got my own way.
Fuck his, he done good enough.
Broke ass nigga.
Nigga, I'm up his for you, cause I do
I'll fucking take over this music shit right now if I want to.
Carson would then go on Instagram live and preview the song Teen Bean, where he says he wanna be like me, he wanna be like Teen X, with the lines supposedly aimed at Canan.
He wanna sweat like me, yeah. He wanna be like T-X. He wanna be like Teen Bean. Now you pulling on me and he rolling on me. About a T-X, hitting the T-X to you. Put by this shit, you'll never be me.
After this, Canan goes on an Instagram live and pretty much says he doesn't care who disses him, and then he also said he can drops whenever he wants, which I'm not completely sure if that's a diss that Carson signed to the Opium label, meaning, you know, he has to ask permission to drop from the label, whereas Canan isn't signed, so he could drop whatever he wants.
I don't care who diss me, bro. I can drop whenever I want.
Then after all this, it would pretty much be a silence for a whole year. Then in 2022, Summers would post a table showing all the streaming numbers for underground artists. After this, Carson would put out a series of tweets dissing someone. People originally thought this would be aimed at Summers, but Summers would post a screenshot on his Instagram story showing his DMs between him and Carson, with Carson messaging Summers, telling him to get Canan to run the fade. Basically, Canan's been ignoring Carson. Now, all this occurred on the 17th of August in 2022, but we wouldn't hear anything about this beef again until the 5th of September, where Canan dropped his diss track on Carson. First, he posted it with it being named Post Your Shows Gang, but he instantly renamed it to Post Your Racks Gang, and then he almost instantly deleted it. The diss track wasn't anything too crazy. I mean, it is just some internet beef, so there isn't a lot to rap about. In one line, he said, "Rap, brag about shows, I made an M off clothes," basically flexing that he made $1 million off clothes while Carson is still out doing shows. And then in another line, he put, "Lil, nobody copy you, keep that little shit on the floor," basically responded to Carson because Ken said that Canan was trying to copy him. Then about a month later, on the 7th of October, Carson would drop a song called Come Outside. Now this wasn't confirmed to be a diss track, but there is a couple lines that make it seem like it could be a diss track to Canan, and also Canan dropped a diss track himself about a month ago, so there is definitely some lines that are targeted towards Canan. In one of the lines, he says, "I put racks on a junkie," basically claiming that he put money on Canan's head. Then in another line, he says, "He just rap about them drugs, he don't really do nothing." Again, kind of a sneak attack Canan, and that was pretty much it. From there was no more interaction between the two of them. Supposedly, they're actually on good terms. Canan's been liking some of Carson's A Great Chaos posts, so I think they're all good now. And before we move on to the next beef, I would appreciate if you guys could subscribe, like, and comment, as it helps out a ton. But now let's move on to the next one, which is pretty crazy. So the next beef we have is basically 2 in 1, and it's the Opium label versus A$AP Rocky and Pierre Bourne. So first, we're gonna go 2 years back, when a fan asked Carson on Twitter if he ever wants to be on a Pierre Bourne beat, where Carson quote tweeted it saying no. Then a fan replied to that saying rare Carson L, basically saying that Carson L for not wanting to work with Pierre Bourne, who's pretty much seen as one of the best producers of our generation. Ken quote replied to that tweet saying, "Nah, W, this told me I wasn't going to be on the same level as him, and ever since that day he's just been going up." So basically, Pierre doubted Carson back in the day, but now since Carson's getting loads of attention from his music, music, he wouldn't feel comfortable with working with him anymore due to what he said in the past.
So now let's move on to the more present day, with A$AP Rocky and Pierre beefing with the Opium label. So unexpectedly, on the 2nd of September in 2022, A$AP Rocky would leak the site's song and the music video on his Instagram. And of course, the song featured Playboi Carti. Now supposedly, Playboi Carti's camp got very upset with A$AP Rocky since he basically leaked or released the song without their permission. Opium Baby would be the first person to tweet about this, saying fuck A$AP Rocky. He would then mention that the leaking costs, basically saying that him leaking that song would cost the Carti camp a lot of money. He would then also say that's not even your song and that it also could have been released on all platforms. Now I feel like Opium Baby is kind of chatting out of his ass here because that song's quite old and we all know like Carti doesn't really like releasing old music. And then I also don't understand why Opium Baby is upset since he was actually tweeting the lyrics to the songs just a couple of days before A$AP Rocky leaked it. I feel like this is just Opium Baby trying to get some attention. Just, you know, he's usually like a Twitter guy who goes on Twitter and chats his shit. Ken Carson would also retweet this, so it seems like basically a lot of the Opium camp weren't happy with this. Fritz Owen, who's also an engineer for a lot of the Opium guys, tweeted, "My brother just seeing this now, he say it ain't a go." So I'm not sure if my brother meant Carti saw it and he meant he didn't give word to Rocky to leak it. Now this is where Pierre gets involved. He would reply to all of this beef saying, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you." Basically making fun of Carti's camp for dissing Rocky, even though Rocky kinda helped Carti get to the top. And then, funnily enough, Opium Baby responds to that saying, "Fuck Pierre too. I had to beg bro to let you in the studio. Don't buy the hand that feeds you, question mark, question mark, question mark." Basically, Opium Baby is absolutely roasting Pierre here, saying he had to beg someone to let Pierre into the studio with them. So yeah, as we can see, the Opium affiliates were going absolutely crazy that day. Then another Opium affiliate, Homicide Bino, would reply to this saying, "Get off the internet, you'll be tripping." Now he's actually kind of right here because Carti himself hasn't actually said anything. It's just all the little Opium affiliates on Twitter rambling, talking basically nothing. Now on the 24th of September, just a couple weeks after all this happened, Rocky would basically go on Rolling Loud, play the song, and basically defend Carti.
Don't forget Carti is off, nigga. His family all day, nigga.
So I'm not sure if Carti and Rocky actually had any beef in any of this, or it was just the Opium goons going crazy on Twitter.
Now let's move on to the next artist, Glock 40 Spaz. Before any Opium affiliation, Glock 40 dissed Carti in a song called Von Don't Matter. But these disses didn't actually start any beef. It was on the 20th of July in 2022 when Glock 40 posted screenshots of Opium Baby DMing him. He took a picture of the DM, put it on his story, and captioned it saying, "Does this mean some?" Which in my opinion, he's basically clowning Opium Baby. Then throughout July, Glock 40 Spaz will be putting up stories on his Instagram basically hinting that he's signing to Opium. But no one knew if he's actually signing or it was just all for attention. But on the 31st of August, Glock 40 Spaz would be put in jail. He was already out on bond for an armed robbery, but then he was arrested on another armed robbery. So I really doubt he's getting out anytime soon. Then a month after his arrest, Opium Baby would tweet out saying "OO Glock 40" with the double O standing for Opium and Glock 40 basically hinting that he's gonna sign to the Opium label. But Homicide Bino would reply to this tweet saying "You say anything," basically confirming that Opium Baby is just waffling and he's not actually signing. But fans were speculating that this may have been because Homicide and Glock 40's group have beef back in Atlanta. Now at this point, the whole underground is still convinced that Glock 40 Spaz is going to be part of Opium. But it would then be announced that on the 22nd of November in 2022, that Glock 40 has officially signed to Columbia Records, meaning that whole Opium opportunity was no longer a thing. And from then, it would pretty much all go silent. There was no more speculations within the underground communities that he's going to sign to Opium, since of course announced that he signed to Columbia Records. Then a couple months later, on the 17th of May in 2023, he would diss Carti and Opium from jail.
Nigga, fuck Playboi Carti, nigga, you a hoe. Fuck Playboi Carti, fuck Opium, fuck all that shit, nigga. Fuck Homicide, fuck all them bitches. Fuck what a nigga gonna do. Fuck what a nigga gonna do, nigga. Fuck Playboi Carti, we gonna beat y'all. Hey, well, you on live, whoa. We on live, whoa. Yeah, nigga. Bitch ass, gay ass, hoe ass, vamp ass, nigga. You ain't no motherfucking vamp, nigga. You a drag, nigga.
So I'm pretty sure this was just to keep up his clout. You know, after all the Opium stuff died down, he pretty much died down. Of course, his career was still at a peak, but a lot of the Opium kids kind of started paying attention to him. So I'm guessing that this was just to get some hype around his name. Opium Baby would actually respond to all of this with a clip on his Twitter saying, "Shut your ass up before I get to talking shit about you." And again, it would go silent for a couple of months. At this point, the whole Opium and Glock 40 Spaz thing is kind of over already. I think Glock 40 Spaz is trying to drag it out as much as possible just to keep gaining clout, because then on the 26th of September in 2023, he announced that he would be exposing Opium Baby on IG Live. I mean, then of course Opium fan pages would be reposting this, that Glock 40 Spaz is gonna expose him on IG Live, even though he's in jail, by the way. So apparently a lot of this was actually just his friend on his account, so I'm pretty sure they were combining ideas to keep his clout up while he's still in jail. Anyways, Opium Baby replied to a fan page who had reposted this, saying he mad he ain't made the cut and that he'll post the receipts. I'm not sure exactly what receipts he's talking about, but the first part saying he mad he ain't made the cut may actually be true. Maybe Glock 40 Spaz didn't ruin the opportunity for himself. He may have been rejected from Opium, so then he made it seem like he's the one rejecting the opportunity. But in the end, nothing ever actually happened. There was no exposing IG Live or anything. So this whole run was literally just a clout grab. I'm guessing Opium Baby kind of wanted him to be affiliated with Opium, but it just didn't work out. They went separate ways. I spoke a lot about Glock 40 Spaz and Opium Baby in this video, which a lot of you may not know about them. So I'll put the two videos up about them on the screen so you guys can get some more information about them if you're interested. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want me to make any videos that you want, you can just comment the idea, and I'll see you guys next one.